This is the 34th day of Labrynth Lord Stanley. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins had the best playoff game of the 2013 Stanley Cup playoffs. Best damn postseason game, period. And it started with Boston setting up a goal in the first period. David Krejci, patience, good discipline, and you see he's behind the net near Vokoun, and David Krejci, he's waiting for an opportunity, and he sets up the goal, and the Bruins go on the board. Later in the first period, Claude Julien was discussing his game plan to Pierre Maguire about how it was important for Boston to establish a lead, and establishing that lead was essential in tonight's matchup. Near the end of the first period, Jaromir Jagr knocks James Neal, forcing an offside. Jagr spoke highly of Claude Julien, the Bruins head coach. Both teams were aggressive with 10 shots on goal in the first period. Before the playoffs, I raved about the Bruins PK. 7 for 7 on the PK in this series through the first period. Pittsburgh was more aggressive, winning more faceoffs and getting hits. Boston 1-0 after 1 thanks to Krejci. Kunitz hits the upper area of the goal. Penguins tie this game at 1. It's no surprise that Pittsburgh tied this contest at 1 because the Penguins got more shots on goal and won the faceoffs. Boston's defensive awareness, their ability to recognize the puck, react properly, block shots, and do the little things kept the Bruins in this contest. And in overtime, Malkin versus Bergeron on the faceoff. Bergeron wins the faceoff. Boston puts immense pressure on Vokoun early in overtime. Vokoun does a great job making saves when under pressure. Nate Horton with a good one-on-one opportunity. Vokoun with another save. Chris Kelly tripping. Boston 11 for 11 with the PK in this series against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins have a chance to score on a power play when it really counts in overtime. Kunitz fails to score off a backhander. Then he gets into offsides a few seconds later. Boston kills that penalty. The Bruins displayed impressive puck control for a few seconds before the Penguins displayed a similar drive. Thomas Vokoun freezes the puck left. 8:41 in overtime. Brooks Orpik called for high sticking following the faceoff. 4:38, the net's dislodged. 1:37 in overtime. Bruins get a 2-minute penalty. Neither team has scored on the power play net. Penguins held the penalty in overtime in Boston. 46-34 shots on goal through overtime. 46 in favor of the Penguins. And in double overtime, the Pittsburgh Penguins kill off the Boston Bruins. 18:25, Kelly wins the faceoff for the Bruins. Later in double overtime, Tuukka Rask makes a save to keep the Penguins' power play in check. In double overtime, Tyler Seguin and Jaromir Jagr with a nice breakaway at the 10:16 mark. Great stop by Thomas Vokoun. You'd see things go back and forth. Finally in overtime, Patrice Bergeron scores, and the Boston Bruins go up 3-0 in this series. And Jaromir Jagr, Bergeron, Krejci, Boston's team core, the dynamic, the resiliency the Bruins showed tonight, even when being outplayed by the Pittsburgh Penguins. They won this game, they endured the war of attrition, and they deserve to go to the Stanley Cup. The Penguins had 54 shots on goal, and they only scored once. Tuukka Rask's goaltending prevailed over Thomas Vokoun's, even though Vokoun had arguably his best night of the playoffs. There were games where Vokoun got the W, but they didn't stand out like this game. This game forced both teams to push themselves to the limit, and the Bruins got it done in the end. That's right. Goaltending is what won this series. Yep. Goaltending was the key in Game 3. In Game 4, the Penguins have to focus on getting one win and sending it back to Pittsburgh. That's all you can do at this point if you're the Penguins, because this series looks like it's over. When you put that much effort into getting a win on the road and you come up short, even though you've outplayed your opponent, it just feels like the series is over. So you've just got to play like you don't give a rat's ass. Go out there, compete, put your heart on the line, and hope you get the W, and then go back to Pittsburgh, create some momentum, force a Game 6. But you're probably going to lose this series if you don't get swept, Boston will win it in 6. We'll see. For more information, you can check out Draft Utopia. On Saturday, we'll be doing a Draft Utopia Day 35 video with recaps on both conference finals games. I'm going to be busy tomorrow with the MLB draft, 2 doctor's appointments, plus the MLB draft on Thursday. So we're going to cover both games late Friday night, early Saturday morning. That you can check that out on draftutopia.com's website. Also, the Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow, so a lot of big sports events tomorrow, but non-hockey related. This is Chris Ransom signing off.